Welcome back. English for the real world. Please subscribe and do share. The uses of right. Right is a very common word in English and it has quite a few different uses and meanings. I'll be right with you. He promised to come home right away. I'll call you right back. Take these pills right after dinner. I write with my right hand. Turn right at the intersection. 2 and 2 is 4. Am I right? This is not the right time to discuss this. You have the right to remain silent. From the first four examples, you can see that right can mean immediately. It can also be a direction, that is the opposite of left, as shown in the second group of examples. It also means the same thing as correct, as demonstrated in the third group. And finally, a right is something that people have under law, such as the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Let's rewrite these sentences using the word right. A customer service representative will be with you immediately. A customer service representative will be right with you immediately. He is not allowed to say something like that to me. He doesn't have the right to say something like that to me. The answer we gave was incorrect. The answer we gave was not right. I have to pick my friend up immediately after work. I have to pick my friend up right after work. The gas station is not on your left-hand side. The gas station is on your right-hand side. To have somebody do something or to have something done. If you look back at the introduction to the dialogue, you'll see the sentence June is in the drugstore to have the pharmacist fill a prescription for her. Let's take a closer look at that useful construction beginning with the verb have. As you can see, June isn't the person who fills the prescription. The pharmacist does it for her. Technically, this is called a causative, which is easy to understand because June causes the pharmacist to fill the prescription. There is another causative verbs that we'll take a closer look at later, and they mean slightly different things. But in this case, just remember that have means something very close to ask or request. I had the waiter bring us another bottle of wine. I asked him for another bottle. She had her neighbor's son paint her house. She requested that he paint the house. Mr. Tanak had the porter carry his bags up to the room. The guest asked the porter to carry his bags. My boss had her assistant page me. She requested that her assistant page me. All of these examples follow the pattern to have someone do something. I had another bottle of wine brought to us. She had her house painted. Mr. Tanak had his bags carried up to the room. My boss had me paged. Notice that in the first set of examples, the base form of the verb is used: bring, paint, carry, page, without to. But in the second set of examples, where the person doing the action is not mentioned, the past participle is used: brought, painted, carried, and paged. The passive voice. Look again at the introduction to the dialogue. In the third sentence, you read that June is surprised by her friend Barbara. Barbara surprises June at the drugstore. June is surprised by Barbara at the drugstore. Now, these two sentences mean the same thing, but the first sentence is active and the second sentence is an example of the passive voice. June isn't the one who's doing the surprising. Instead, she's passive. She's surprised by Barbara. Authors write books. We should say authors write books. Books are written by authors. Room service brings breakfast to the guests every morning. Breakfast is brought to the guests every morning by room service. John wrote the report at the last minute. The report was written at the last minute by John. As you can see, you form the passive voice with the right tense and form of the verb to be and a past participle. If you want to mention who or what is doing the action, just use by. But often the passive voice is used when that is not known or is not important. For example, my car has been stolen. Many people were hurt in the accident. The athlete hopes that his record will never be broken. Violators will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Now let's rewrite these active sentences using the passive construction. Somebody took my wallet off my desk. My wallet was taken off my desk. People grow oranges in Florida. Oranges are grown in Florida. A friend of mine made this film 3 years ago. This film was made by a friend of mine 3 years ago. A drunk driver hit my car this morning. My car was hit by a drunk driver this morning. A person is watching us. We are being watched. They produce a lot of excellent wine in California. A lot of excellent wine is produced in California. The cat or the dog has broken mom's favorite vase. The cat or the dog has broken mom's favorite vase. High winds and flooding damage a lot of homes in hurricanes. A lot of homes are damaged in hurricanes by high winds and flooding. The waiter will be right with you immediately. This is not the right answer. I'll call you right back. You have the right to park here. Stay right here. Thank you so much. Do subscribe and share.